Hi, how are you? How are you all going? So welcome to the second day of the Cleanse to Balance Your Hormones series. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be coming on each day just to give you a few tips to answer your questions and to take you through how to kind of kick off cleansing or detoxing, whatever you'd like to call it. Now today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the detox myths I'm seeing out there. This is from the skeptics. So when it comes to detoxing and when it comes to cleansing, there are a lot of skeptics. And what I see when I see people making comments are things like, your liver and kidney, you don't need to cleanse, you don't need to detox because your liver and kidneys just do it naturally. And that's correct, our liver and kidneys do it naturally. But unfortunately, in today's society, in modern day society, we are bombarded with thousands and thousands of chemicals. Just think of the chlorine in swimming pools. Think of the fluoride in water, ammonia in water, pesticides on food, cleaning products, all of these chemicals. So detoxing, cleansing isn't just a fad. It isn't just people trying to make money on you. Now, fair enough, there are companies out there that have these really, really expensive detox kits, so they're trying to make the best out of the situation. But cleansing and detoxing for most people is a must, and you can just look at the signs and symptoms that you might be displaying, you know, such as fogginess, such as moodiness, such as stubborn weight, such as acne, such as depression, such as heavy painful periods. All of these kind of things show us that there is a toxin buildup, and your liver and your kidneys and your gut and your lymphatic system might be working as they should, but the issue is because we're exposed to so much more, our body starts to slow down and get sluggish. And we can see this now with, say, the epidemic of people that have MTHFR, which is a genetic SNP, which means that your detox pathways aren't working as well as they should be. It basically means that things like uric acid build up, ammonia builds up, homocysteine builds up. So even anyone with gout, when you've got gout, that means that your body's not doing as well as it should be doing at excreting uric acid. So I say to those skeptics that yes, our kidneys and our liver, they do the work and they do cleanse, they do detox, but they need help. They need help because we completely bombarded. I read in The Guardian, it said you can't detox, all you need to do is diet and exercise to be healthy. Well, we know today that diet and exercise isn't even enough. We know, I, for example, found out that grounding was something that I needed to do. We also need to do meditation, we need to do mindset stuff, we need to just, in the way we live in these modern day caves, we need to do a lot more than just diet and exercise. There's a lot more when it comes to health and well-being, and it's so holistic. So this is why cleansing is good. Cleansing is a good thing to do in any form, as long as you do it to suit you. So there's not one detox that suits all, and there are plenty of detoxes out there that really don't work or maybe aren't suitable for everybody. And you don't need to spend lots and lots of money. Cleansing and detoxing is about using whole foods to support the liver, to support the kidneys, to support your gallbladder, to support your lymphatics, and to support your bowel. Those are the 5 areas that your body really needs to upregulate so that it can cleanse. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of dry cough today. When we look at kind of fad detoxes out there, and detoxes that they might work for others, but they might not work for some. So let's look at, say, the lemon detox diet. Let's look at, you know, this kit that you can buy, and the kit's like $80, and it has instructions in it. You use lemon, you use a bit of cayenne pepper, you use a bit of maple syrup. Now, that's not a detox that I would do, because I know that just having a nice little bit of organic protein with a salad each day, plus a squeeze of, say, half a lemon and water, would probably be doing a better job. You know, maple syrup isn't the best detoxifier. Cayenne pepper, you can just add that to your food. So for me, I would know that. But for some people, buying a product and making a commitment actually helps them to get started. So some people might buy the lemon detox diet and go, oh my God, I felt amazing from it. It would just, you know, all my ailments went, my body felt fantastic. Now, that could be the psychological kind of placebo effect, that you've made an effort, you've brought something. So anything that has that effect, a positive effect, is fantastic. You know, it's good to do that. most likely the reason things like that would work is because you've just removed the inflammatory foods, because you've removed the sugars and all of that. Really, that's the main thing, and that's the catalyst. Another fad diet that is you need to be a bit careful of it is just something like a juice fast. So a juice fast is good to give your body that initial cleanse for, say, a couple of days. There's nothing, I enjoy fasting for a couple of days, maybe doing a little bit of a juice fast for a couple of days, but you don't want to carry it on too long, because basically what's happening is you're kind of getting the toxins from your fatty tissue, you're pushing it into your body, and your liver and your kidneys aren't being given the raw ingredients necessary to remove those toxins from your body. So you do need to be wary of some fad diets, you do need to be wary of some fad cleanses and detoxes, and always try and understand what it's doing. But I just want to say that the psychological aspect of going out and buying something like the lemon beet detox diet might help you. So some people it might help. I mean, things like that are probably more, they are overpriced. But you know, if you need something like that to give you a kickstart and feel like you're doing something, then go for it. I think it's all good, as long as you know you're not doing damage, and that's the only thing. You really don't want to be doing damage to your body. So you've really got to know what's going on, know what your blood sugar is doing before you go into any of these really crazy detoxes. You know, and another detox myth is having to do things like colonics. So colonics, again, they're quite invasive, and again, we shouldn't have to be doing them. Some people like to do a little bit of the Epsom salt in water before bed if you're constipated. If you're constipated, there probably is something more underlying going on. Maybe you're not having enough fiber, maybe you're having too much fiber. Often when you load up on vegetables, green smoothies and salads, sometimes that's too much fiber for your body to digest, so you get a little bit constipated. So you really need to get a nice balance of fibers so that you're going regularly. But if you're constipated, I would look towards things like good bacteria, maybe having cooked food first to take the load of your digestive tract before doing things that are invasive, and particularly doing a cycle of, say, colonics. Colonics can work really well for some people, but you just want to be careful. It can be depleting. You know, it's good to know as well, where is your body at before doing a cleanse or a detox? Are you depleted? Are you getting sick all the time? Are you actually yang? Are you really hot, and have you got a lot of energy? Because if you're in a depleted state, you're getting sick a lot of the time, you're not sleeping well, maybe you've lost weight, it's not the best time to go into a real full-on cleanse or detox. So really see how you are, see how you're feeling, and go with that before kind of like jumping into any severe cleanses. I would recommend, though, if you're looking to lose weight, January for some is a kind of like a weight loss month. If you are looking to lose weight, you should always do a cleanse first. It's really important to cleanse your body before losing weight. The main reason is your fatty tissue is there to protect us. It protects us from toxins, and what your body does is when we're exposed to a lot of toxins, whether it be copper, whether it be fluoride, whether it be lead, whether it be aluminium, whatever toxin it is, your body hides it in the fatty tissue to kind of protect you, and then it will slow down your metabolism. So it's really important to cleanse before losing weight. That's why the Breakthrough Signature Cleanse is so good, because we focus on that cleansing to aid weight loss. If you lose weight first, you basically do a dumping. You might do a dumping of copper, you might do a dumping of chemicals, and so you might lose that initial weight, but sometimes it can aid you. Have you ever noticed how when some people lose weight really quickly, it can age them a little bit? And that is where you're losing like that fat pocket, but also hi Natasha, but also you're getting all those chemicals which can cause an issue with your skin, which can cause you to age faster. So really, if you're looking to lose weight, cleanse and detox first. You want to spend around a month working on your detoxification system, and I've written about that in in a blog called name is Total Body Cleanse, where we go through cleansing your gallbladder, cleansing your liver, cleansing your gut, cleansing your lymphatic, and cleansing your kidneys. All of those important aspects of cleansing the body, but definitely you want to look out for that. Now, if you're just going in to do a simple cleanse, and this is kind of what we're doing this week, we're talking about how to cleanse simply. Hi Kelly. So yeah, definitely losing weight and getting healthier, Kelly, is about that cleansing first. So it's really about, there are so many different aspects. We could do a different Facebook Live on this because it's an important topic. There are so many different aspects when it comes to losing weight. You've got your metabolism, you've got your hormones, you've got toxic load, and you've got stress. And of course you've got diet, and you've got exercise and lifestyle. But you need to make sure each one of those has been looked at. You look at each one of those in turn. Then you get then you decide on what weight you want to lose, and then you go for it. Oh dear, I've got a bit of a cough today. I might have to get some water. Okay, so that's what you need to do when you lose weight. Always cleanse first. I'm gonna have to get a glass of water. There we go. Oh dear, dry. Yep, all of the above. Yeah, it's super important. If there's any stubborn weight, definitely toxins are a big thing. Toxins are a huge thing if you're holding on to stubborn weight. But stress and hormones, they go hand in hand. Stress, when we get stressed, it just triggers that fat storage, and it's really difficult to lose that weight. So you definitely want to look at all those points, but definitely start with cleansing. And I would spend about 3 to 4 weeks on cleansing and then go into your weight loss regime. But in those 3 to 4 weeks of cleansing, you'll actually notice that you'll lose 3, 4, some people lose up to 7 kilos as well in that time. When you're unintentionally trying to lose weight, you're really just working on cleansing the system, working the liver, working the gut, working the gallbladder. And it's a beautiful way to do it, because then when you do lose weight for a bit longer, you don't have that rebound weight, you don't normally gain it back, and you actually feel good while you're doing it. So in terms of cleansing, simple swaps that you can do. So we just want to start off really simple. I want to simplify it for you today, and a lot of you will know this already, but just those simple swaps. And I've been asking clients what it is they're finding difficult, what it is they've been doing over sort of the Christmas period. So one is coffee. A simple swap for coffee. Now, coffee in itself is okay. So coffee actually supports the liver. It actually can speed up detoxification, so it can be good for hormones. It can encourage the liver to get rid of hormones and excrete hormones. For some people who get anxious on coffee, it's not so good. But with coffee, it's about the quality of your coffee you're having and what you're having with the coffee. So you don't want to be having like a big latte, you know, with lots of milk. You want to be even having something like a nut milk with it, having a smaller piccolo. Some people have a bulletproof. Please be wary, ladies, with bulletproof and anything with coconut oil. If you've got high testosterone, you'd want to be very, very careful, because when you've got high testosterone, too much coconut oil and too much MCT oil can cause more testosterone in the body. So if you've got high testosterone, you're not ovulating, you've got polycystic ovarian syndrome, please be careful with coconut products and maybe use something different. But that's where it is with coffee. Now, if you want to cut coffee out altogether, you can go with a really great green tea. Green tea is good because then you've got the theanine in, which is relaxing. So if you suffer from anxiety, the theanine will calm you down nicely. And it's got beautiful antioxidants. And those antioxidants in the green tea will support your liver to detoxify. So you've got a choice with coffee. Either you swap it out for something like green tea, or you kind of clean it up a little bit. Really great quality coffee, take the milk out, have it black or have it with a nut milk. That's the kind of thing to do. So that's that swap. The next swap is something that you drink, so either alcohol or a fizzy drink. Now I see a lot of people swapping out those with kombucha, and you do need to be careful with kombucha. So kombucha is a definite no-no if you've got candida. If you do have autoimmune conditions, kombucha can be okay. Just make sure it's a good quality kombucha, it's from the health food store, and it's been fermented, and so it doesn't have too much sugar in. But what I prefer to swap fizzy drinks or alcohol out with is simple, just mineral water. You know, something's like a natural sparkling mineral water like San Pellegrino, and you squeeze half a lemon in there, or you squeeze half an orange or half a grapefruit, so you're getting a beautiful flavor. Now the good thing about lemon is wonderful for detoxing. Grapefruit is wonderful for the liver, it supports the liver and it can upregulate detoxification. If you want to use orange, orange is good for adrenal fatigue. It's good when you're tired. It gives you those extra minerals. So if you're really tired and you need to pep me up, just squeeze of a juice of half an orange. But if you're really concentrating on the cleansing and detoxing, use the grapefruit or use the lemon. Some people even put a splash of apple cider vinegar in their mineral water. And again, that is wonderful for the gallbladder. As I've mentioned before, the acetic acid in the apple cider vinegar helps to support bile in the gallbladder, thins it out, protects you from gallstones, and protects you from any bile sludge in the gallbladder. So that's why that's fantastic. So that's a really simple swap. So a simple swap for your breakfast. So say you're having toast at the moment, toast with something, or maybe you're just having a simple cereal from the supermarket. So you can do two simple swaps. You can either go down the muesli route. So you could do something like nuts and seeds with coconut flakes, maybe with some chia seeds, some hemp seeds, and have that with a bit of kefir, or have that with a bit of nut milk, or really good quality yogurt. Or you can go down the savory route, you know, if you want to balance your blood sugar and have something like egg with avocado, or a little bit of clean protein with avocado, or maybe even some steamed greens like asparagus if you've got a little bit longer in the morning to do that. So you've got two kind of options there to swap out your breakfast. If currently you're doing just toast with butter and Vegemite, or you're doing just your bog standard cereal from the supermarket, just swap it out and kind of like bulk it up, upregulate it. With your muesli, you can add macadamias, cashews, almonds, coconut shreds, chia seeds, pepitas, beautiful things like that. If you need to add a wee bit of sweetness, try not to add sweetness. It's good not to have sweet for breakfast, actually. It's better to keep it savory. But if you want to add a little bit of sweetness to that morning muesli mix, you could add goji berries for that antioxidant cleansing activity. You could add just normal blueberries or strawberries. Berries are the best to add there because they will give you that antioxidant activity, and they are low in sugar. So that's a really great breakfast swap if you're looking to try and do a breakfast swap there. Sugar. So someone asked, what can I do? What can I swap sugar out with? So it's really best when you're cleansing to try and go kind of sugar sweet free. So if at the moment, say you have, let me think of something sweet, you're having a muesli bar mid-morning, swap it out for savory, swap it out for your vegetable sticks with your hummus, maybe even half an avocado, maybe some crackers with some avocado on, that kind of thing. So swap out your sweet for savory. If you're having a little bit of a sweet, say after dinner, you could swap that out for a little bit of chopped fruit. If you're having, say, lots of honey over something, honey over your muesli, just try and pull it back and half everything. So just look at the intake of sweet things you're having through the day, not just sugar. Look at your whole attitude around sweet things. And when you need them, and just try and identify when you could swap it out for savory, or try and identify where you could half the amount. So if you have sugar in your tea, you could half the amount, or you could swap it for something different. You could try stevia. Don't do NutraSweet, because NutraSweet is aspartame, and that causes your liver to block up. So it kind of causes the liver to not do its job effectively. And also aspartame can raise liver enzymes. So things like diet drinks are not so great with aspartame in, because they can raise your liver enzymes. But that's what I would do with sugar. I'm going to do a particular specific live in the week on sugar, about how to give up sugar and things you can put in your diet to support you. So things like cinnamon and vanilla are wonderful when you want to quit sugar. You could add 1 teaspoon to hot water of cinnamon and drink that as a tea. It's super sweet, tastes delicious, and it just takes the edge off that sugar craving. Also, if you're having a sugar craving, watch out for your hydration. So often when you're dehydrated, it means when you're dehydrated, you crave sugar. So just keep your fluid intake up. If you do have that sugar craving, you know, that mid-afternoon sugar craving, have a cup of tea, have cinnamon tea first, a glass of water, maybe have a little bit of a savory snack, and just take stock, just sit down and just kind of, you'll find that sugar craving will shift. But everyone is at a different stage with sugar. Some people are still having to have chocolates on a daily basis. Others might be sneaking sugary things in, that kind of like a protein ball and that kind of thing, or even adding, you know, dates to your smoothies. That's still a way you're sneaking a little bit of sugar in. So just identify that, and maybe over the next couple of days have a look at your diet and just see where you have sweet things in your diet. And I will talk about this more in the next live when I talk about sugar. Another thing you want to swap out, another thing you want to have a look at is things that are causing inflammation. So any foods that you're sensitive to will be causing inflammation, it will be raising your cortisol, and it will be causing weight problems. So have a look at foods that you're sensitive to. Now, what I've found is one of the foods that can cause a lot of fluid retention, a lot of bloating around the tummy, is too much wheat. So just have a look at your wheat intake and just see if you're relying on wheat, bread, pasta, rolls, crackers at every meal. Have a look at that, and wherever you are at now, just look at pulling it back. So if you're someone like me that doesn't eat much wheat, I tend to stop eating it for a while when I'm doing a cleanse. If you're someone that's having it at every meal, say breakfast, lunch and dinner, you may want to pull that back and maybe take something like pasta out of your diet, or you may want to swap out your toast for your muesli, or maybe your mid-morning, or maybe your lunch, you're having a sandwich, swap that out for a salad, because this is one of the things you want to do when you're cleansing. You want to be adding in more vegetables. So look at every swap you can do where you can take inflammatory foods out and add in more healthy food like vegetables. So for example, wheat can be inflammatory for some, particularly if you've got autoimmune conditions, particularly if you've got thyroid conditions. If you've got estrogen excess or any weight issues, most likely wheat is not your best friend. So breakfast, swap it out for muesli. Lunchtime, swap it out for a nice salad. Dinner time, you could even have just, you know, basmati rice stir fry or something like that, because rice is fine, it doesn't have it in. So swap your pasta out for some rice. Or if you're feeling adventurous and you want to try some different things, you could try the zucchini noodles with a nice tuna avocado kind of dressing. You know, there are lots of exciting things you can do if you want to try something different. So that's wheat. Some people find dairy. Some people are a little bit sensitive to dairy, and that can cause some issues. Dairy again can cause some stubborn weight. Dairy over time, if you have it every day, and some people can cause a little bit of depression. So it's good to just bring dairy out, like milk when you're cleansing, remove milk. Maybe having some soft cheese is fine, a little bit of kefir is fine, but just reduce it and see how you feel. Kelly has asked if dark rye bread is good. Now, dark rye can be good for some and not for others. So I find it bloats me a little bit, simply because it's very yeasty. So just be aware of that. And if you are going to have it, just cut it into really small, very small, slices. Very small slices there, Kelly. But just be aware that it still has a lot of wheat in. And dark rye, there is a lot of yeast, so it's very yeasty, and it has a lot of kind of, I want to say fungus, but that doesn't sound nice, so I just say yeast, but on it, the way it's kind of fermented, the way it's made. So just be aware of that. But it's got lots of nutrition. There's lots of B vitamins in rye bread. I would just have a little break from it while you're cleansing, 2 weeks, maybe just see how you feel, and maybe just bring it back in, a little bit back in. But it really depends how much you're having as well. Some people want, one of the things that I think is good to actually really reduce in your diet, especially when you're cleansing, is too much soy. So soy milk. A little bit of fermented soy like tempeh is okay, but just be aware that soy milk is not the greatest thing to have. Too much, a little bit is fine, but you don't want to be having glasses of it every day. One, it can actually inhibit your thyroid, so it can prevent you from making thyroid hormones. And two, it can actually cause estrogen dominance, so just be careful. What I've found with soy is when I've had clients give soy up, they're normally quite red here, and they're red here, and red here, and along here, and then when they give up soy, their complexion clears up an awful lot. So just be aware that soy can be something as well you just need to be mindful of. And then snacks. I had another question about what do you swap out for snacks. I would always go savory on snacks. If you go savory, you know you're going to keep your blood sugar steady, and by keeping your blood sugar steady, what you're doing is you're stopping that craving, you're stopping that sugar dipping, and it's when you're sugar dips that you just make crazy decisions when it comes to your diet. So I'd really encourage you to push yourself and look at savory options for snacks. Now, a lot of people might have a banana for a snack, an orange for a snack, a piece of fruit, maybe a muesli bar, and I would just encourage you to have a look at the options available to you. We've got half an avocado, vegetable sticks with hummus, maybe a chicken drumstick, maybe a little bit of a quinoa salad, maybe some good quality crackers with a little bit of butter on, or good quality wafer or something to have with hummus or to have with avocado. So just have a think about the easy savory snacks that you can incorporate over the next couple of weeks, just so you get the sweetness out. The reason being is because what's vital to cleansing is not snacking too much. You wanna have gaps between your food, and the reason you want to do that is because if you have a break from eating, when your stomach's empty, it gives your small intestine a chance to clean itself, and it will only clean itself when you haven't got any food coming in above it, so in the stomach. So you want to have those 2 or 3 hours between eating and between snacks where you're not actually eating anything, and your body can just do a really beautiful clean of the digestive tract, so you don't get anything like SIBO or any buildup of bacteria in the small intestine. So those were the most common swaps I was asked about. If you've got anything else that you're doing diet-wise and you wanna ask me how you can swap those things out, if there's any other meals that you're struggling with, now's your time. If you're struggling with breakfast, what to eat, or lunch or dinner, what to eat. I will be doing some recipes, but that won't be in this one. But if you do want some advice on what else to do to swap out, then I'm definitely here. But those were the ones that were most requested, so I hope you found that helpful. So we've just talked about the simple swaps today. We've talked about a little bit more why we cleanse, why we detox, and a little bit at the beginning we talked about the detox myths, and why, even though we have our liver, we have our kidneys, we have everything working really well, why it's important to cleanse, because we live in this kind of crazy world where we are bombarded not only by external toxins, but our body kind of makes internal toxins, so byproducts. So for example, when we get stressed and we create cortisol, when that's broken down, it creates metabolites. So the more you get stressed and you go into fight and flight and you create this cortisol, the more your liver then has to work kind of breaking it down and excreting it, so the byproducts don't raise in your body. The same with estrogen metabolites, progesterone metabolites. So there's so many things going on. So whether it's from our lifestyle, from stress, our diet, from what we eat, or the fact we might have some genetic issues going on like MTHFR or COMT, these are all things that need assistance, and a gentle cleanse is only going to help you. And depending on what your goal is, particularly if your goal is weight loss, or particularly if your goal is balancing your hormones, this gentle cleansing is going to really support you. So I hope you found that helpful today. I will be on tomorrow and every day this week, just taking you through some more steps to help you cleanse so you can balance your hormones. But thanks for that, and of course if you need some more help on things to swap, please pop them below and I'll get back to you with some great swaps for you. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for all your questions. Bye.